There we go. Dak Prescott, not our quarterback, but we are here, ladies and gentlemen. That's the here we go, Dak Prescott. That signals that we are going. That does not signal for this ship. No, it does not. It signals for a bad, horrible ship that's got horrible colors, horrible ownership. Um, but the ownership is the general manager. Which, Joe, is that too much of a lead for our intro? Maybe so. It's the Buc It Pod. We're back at it. Captain Clay steering the ship, Captain Joe manning the cannons and the flags. And
Yep.
like our logo, we're popping bottles, baby. Yes, true pirate style, Joe. This is a special show, more special than the hiring of OC, more special than any other weeks. This is Joe Lozier. What do we call this?
Oh, the lighthouse debate.
The lighthouse debate, baby. See, there's some people in the Bucks universe that, well, it's actually my idea. This is my inception. It's a dream within a dream. But I had this idea, Joe. Just my basis for this idea was Todd Bowles stuck around because Jason Light is on his leash with Todd Bowles. So if Todd Bowles goes, Jason Light's attached to that. That's what brought this around. And then during that, you you actually defended Jason Light and it birthed this idea into my head. Am I correct or wrong on that?
Absolutely. And then we started going for like 10 minutes back and forth, standing in Andrew's kitchen, and we went, ding! Why don't
Bingo.
we talk about this on the Buc It Pod?
Just had to wait for the season to end, Joe. Welcome back. So that sets the groundwork. Do you have anything to say before we hop into this celebration or decimation?
Yeah, thanks to the viewers. Thanks for coming back. Thanks for the likes and the comments last week and the weeks before. And as we go on throughout the show, let us know. Do you want Jason Light back? Ultimately, we don't get the decision, but we get to talk about it. So thanks for tuning in. Like and
Bingo.
subscribe.
Absolutely. Thank you all so much. The love has been fantastic. We've got new subscribers. Our viewership is all-time highs, not to brag, but it is. So
Yeah,
thank you all. And hopefully today there's going to be some people on the Jason Light train, if you will, and there's going to be some that are on the opposite side of the spectrum. Going into this, me and Joe, like I said, we have established rules, and all we're trying to do is not argue, not call for somebody's job, but just have a train of thought
yeah,
exactly of what Jason Light has accomplished and is there a regression or a positive?
absolutely. Definitely.
Absolutely.
And I don't doing re more research, like looking at Jason Light's draft picks and free agents and even just the coaching, something that Clay goes on is that Jason Light's on his fourth coach. So by the way, this is Jason Light's 12th season as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers general manager. Just a little background. 12th season as the Bucs general manager. He joined in 2014. The team was not good then, and it was not good for the first 6 seasons of his tenure as the Bucs general manager. 12 seasons, right? So it was actually kind of beautiful that it was split up 6 seasons and 6 seasons. The sixth season was with when Bruce Arians came in, but it was still a transition into the era that some Buck that us Bucks fans really have enjoyed over the last many years. But it really started down with, as Clay said, the first couple coaches, not, you know. What do you think about the
The
Lovey hire?
the lost decade, brother. You know what I mean? That's bad times, Bucks fans. We know that. The pen knows that. It's trying to get out of here. He doesn't want to hear about Lovey Smith. I don't think Lovey Smith wants to hear about Lovey Smith.
No, but he's
But
still around.
but he's still around. And Joe, another thing to know about Jason Light is outside of two owners, Jason Light is the fifth longest tenured general manager in all of football.
Says something.
That's definitely says something.
Yeah,
Longevity, everything else.
absolutely.
Um,
His first two
first coach,
seasons, yeah, well, just real quick, his first 2 seasons, he had Lovey Smith, and then canned Lovey after 2 seasons, and then ended up.
retained Cutter,
And
Dirk,
yes, right,
Dirk
right,
Cutter.
and promoted Dirk Cutter, right? And Dirk Cutter was your head coach for 3 seasons. Right off the rip, I mean, obviously 2014, it was his first year in. He drafted Mike Evans, but in the second season, you have the number one overall pick and you go with Jameis Winston over Marcus Mariota. Both quarterbacks, neither quarterback ended up having sustained success in the NFL. One's a lot more fun to listen to, and we love Jameis. We
A
love
lot more fun to
Jameis.
watch too.
A lot more fun to watch, and we love Jameis, but he wasn't the franchise quarterback that Jason Licht and the lighthouse that he was building expected him to grow into over his time with the Bucs. And that was a interesting 5 seasons, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely interesting 5 seasons there, Joe. The two coaching hires, misses, I think we could both agree on. Um, and then the draft classes in that time, you really, the first one you have Mike Evans, and that's it. That's trash. That's when you have Austin. I pooped my pants in the back of a police cruiser, Safarian Jenkins, in the second round. Okay.
Yeah.
And the rest of these names, Joe, I mean, for diehard Bucks fans, they're fun to say. I mean, Cam Fanfile, Kadeem Edwards, Charles Sims. You remember these guys?
Some. No, not the first couple. Charles Sims.
Charles
Yeah.
Sims. And then the second draft class with the Jameis Winston aforementioned. Once again, the only two real hits on that was Donovan Smith and Ellie Marpet, both in the second. Fantastic picks.
Ali Marpet.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah,
so it gets
I
hard.
would say so. I mean, he drafted Quan Alexander, right? And I'm not saying Quan was a perennial Pro Bowler or he was a Noah Levante or anything, but he did hold up his own over on this on the other side of Levante.
When he wasn't injured.
And when he wasn't injured. And he got him in the fourth round. So it's not like he paid up big for him.
Nope.
It's like one
And
of the only nice things I'm gonna say about Light's linebacker drafts this segment.
man, and then you get down in the dirt cutter drafts, and it doesn't get good. Vernon Hargreaves with the first, shout out, go Gators. OJ Howard in the next year's draft.
OJ.
Oh man. Dude, honestly, the only people that hit between those two drafts was one person and Chris Godwin. You
Yeah,
know,
absolutely. Chris Godwin was, yeah,
and that doesn't in 2014 also too when he took over, Jason Licht is a great tradesman. Let me get this out of the way and state this because I don't have too much other facts and trades and everything, but he has made some incredible trades, getting JPP, getting Shaq Mason over the Texans, and then also his first year he got Logan Mankins. So I think on the trade end, I'm pretty confident in there. Good draft day trades. Or would you say that, Joe?
yeah, sure.
All
Yeah,
right.
absolutely. I mean, he loves his second and third round picks too. As the years went on, he showed he loves cornerbacks in the second round, wide receivers in the third round, smashes them. And most of them have been serviceable. Like you said, taking Hargraves in the first was kind of a bust. But you
Yeah.
know, the likes of Carlton Davis and Sean Murphy Bunting and um, what was it,
Carlton came the
Jamel?
next year, Murphy
Yeah,
Bunting. But Murphy
yeah,
Bunting was taken ahead of Jamel Dean.
yeah,
So,
yeah. So in his first 6 seasons, it was a really ugly 34 and 62, which was a .354 winning percentage. Okay.
yep.
The second half, his second 6 seasons,
Only one winning season, by the way, in that span.
right. Which makes you wonder, how could a general manager who's won 34 games in 6 seasons possibly have convinced Bruce Arians, the quarterback whisperer, to come out of retirement in sickness and in some health and come down to Tampa to coach the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
Was it
Guess
because he
it,
signed Chris Baker and Deshaun Jackson and Ryan Fitzpatrick in free agency in 2017? Did that have anything to do with it, Joe?
no, but Fitzpatrick was a
Yeah.
great free agent. Let's be real.
Chris Swaggy Baker, man. I loved him on Hard Knocks. That's all
He
that's all I remember him for that year.
Swacky, yeah. No, you got it. Yeah, you're right. You want to go through some more of the early before Bruce Arians
But honestly, before Bruce Arians, it was a really dark years for Jason Licht. He was holding on by a thread.
and us Bucks fans.
And as Bucks fans. I mean, 2014 brought Josh McCown in. You also brought Michael Johnson in from the Cincinnati Bengals, which was a huge splash hire at the time. One of the highest paid defensive ends, and did really squat with the Buccaneers. Did
Yeah.
really squat. 2015, there was no free agents assigned a note to even put down there. And in 2016, he re-signed Doug Martin. And that was it. That was the highlight of
Muscle,
that free agency
RIP.
class.
RIP
R.I.P.
Muscle Hamster.
Russell
Yeah.
Ham. And then I mean, 2018, I guess that's still in that time frame. We did do good that year, but that's when we got Jensen, Raheem Nunez Roaches, who played a role in the upcoming Super Bowl team. Brent
When we,
Grimes, dude. Brent Grimes, man.
yeah,
That dude was a
Florida
baller.
Gator.
Say what you will, but
Yeah,
he
yeah,
could
yeah,
pick off a
yeah,
football like nobody else.
yeah.
And
2018 was the year we got JPP.
it was also the trade that got JPP, and it was also when we had another Super Bowl contributor, Bo Allen, on board.
Bo Allen.
Bo Allen, yeah, that's another name, man.
That's a name.
And then you're right. The trajectory, the fates, call them what you will, changed from the one hiring of Bruce Arians.
Yeah.
First year alone gets us back to 7-9. It looks good. Jameis Winston had a 30 for 30 season, which should be a 30 for 30 show,
Yeah.
maybe one day for the cognoscente.
Yep, absolutely. And even the quarterback whisperer himself said, "Sorry, Jameis, you're hopeless, dude. Go get some LASIK and go be a backup.
Yeah,
You're awesome, but like, yeah, you're done, dude."
I've
You
never seen a
know?
man throw 30 picks.
Yeah,
Was BA's exact quote there.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and and that laid the foundation to bring in Ndamukong Suh and Shaq Barrett. Sorry to cut you off there.
No, 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 no. You're right. You're right. Dominican Sue, Shaq Barrett, and Donovan Smith came in 2019 with Bruce Arians. Shaq Barrett, Donovan Smith, Ndamukong Suh, which were he was just like you were saying, he was really setting that foundation for this uptick. In his 2019 draft class, all defensive players except for Scotty Miller, who Scotty Miller, that was the divisional round that he burned the Packers at the end of the first half. Tom threw up a bomb to him. That was the divisional round. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That was it,
That was
man.
that was that's my Scotty Miller story, or my one memory of him besides his fast little shiftiness. Um, so 2019, he's just hammering defense, right? Did you guys watch the Super Bowl? What happened during the Super Bowl? Defense
We
showed
won. We
up.
dominated.
Yeah,
Patrick Mahomes was a non-factor.
just like the 0-2 Super Bowl with the Bucs defense just dominated. And that's what Jason Licht created from I'm not gonna just like Clay was saying, no, it wasn't 2014, 2015, but 17, 18, 19, and then we're gonna get into 2020, our Super Bowl season. He's just he just made the right picks, picked up the right people. Well, what happens, Clay, in 2020 when the Bucs don't have a quarterback and the greatest of all time says he doesn't want to play in New England anymore?
Yeah, but before I get to that free agency,
Okay.
the laying the groundwork, just to give him all his credit, 2019 incredible draft class for that defense, Joe, that you were
Yeah.
setting up so beautifully. Devin White, who say what you will, first 3 years in the league was a monster.
Yeah.
Sean Murphy Bunting went on to sign two different contracts in the NFL after the Buccaneers. Jamel Dean's still on the team today. So is Anthony Nelson. Mike Edwards had a couple go-arounds. And then the last three was when he kind of took shots on Matt Gay and Scotty Miller. Scotty Miller paid his dividends. Matt Gay won a Super Bowl, not in Tampa.
Actually eliminated the Bucs
But three,
from do what?
what were you going to say?
Eliminated the Bucs from the playoffs in that year that he won the Super Bowl.
So how crazy the tides turn, Joe.
Yeah.
And man, you always want to talk about Super Bowl.
Wouldn't that be
But
great if that was the only kicker that Jason Light drafted?
we don't talk about that. I purposely skipped over that. That's just low-hanging fruit. We traded up to get him too. Don't you forget
A
that.
third and a fourth. Wait, yeah, I
Uh,
figured you were going to mention it. We're not going to.
no, you got some Roberto Aguayo facts, Joe?
No, I mean, you skipped over it, and I know that that's one of your prize points. We kind of like before we got on, we kind of talked about like, brainstorm a little bit, but I like how this is going. I like how we're kind of going in succession. We're not just like talking just about the draft picks, just about free agents, just about the coaches, This
Yeah,
succession is good. It's good. I like it. On
break
the
it down.
fly, on air production meeting. So enjoy that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. What year was that? What year was Aguayo?
Guayo was, checks notes here, pushes up glasses.
Jason Light.
2016. That was the Vernon Hargreaves draft.
Yeah. He
Nobody
trade
on that draft was good. We also drafted a fullback that year too.
Yeah. And not O'Keefe, who's a tight end technically. But has been injured. If you were wondering why you haven't seen O'Keefe, everybody likes O'Keefe. It's because he was on the IR most of the season. So hopefully he comes back as a special teamer. I like O'Keefe. He can block. You ever see that man block?
Who was wondering where Keefe was? Who's
I
out
was
there? Who are the
I was
Cokeef truthers?
all right, whatever. Jason Light in 2016 traded a third just traded a third and a fourth round pick to move up in the second round to draft Robert Aguayo from the Florida State University. And wow, what a bust. I think he went, what did he go? 18 for 31 that season. And it was basically like as soon as he got into the NFL, the yips just nipped him hard.
Boom, boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom.
And it wasn't just towards the pirate ship. It was the other way too. And it was home and it was away. He just missed a lot. So that was a bust.
So 6 years are now in the book, right, Joe?
Yes. We're heading into 2020.
2020. So we can agree that the first half, not good. Maybe more, not only from coaching, but definitely from a general manager perspective, right? Not a whole lot of strong draft class, not a lot of good free agents. Um,
Except for the last 2 years that he's really like we just named off. Yeah, he missed on OJ Howard and Jameis Winston and Hargreaves, but then just like you said, you go on to all the players that you just named, right?
yeah.
And then getting JPP and getting Sue and
No, you're
uh
absolutely correct. His last two that of that decade were of that 6 years were his best for sure.
yeah,
I mean, Vita Vea, Carlton,
Ryan
Kappa.
Jensen, Donovan Smith, Shaq Barrett. And then it gets better. But no, you're right. You're right. The first half, we didn't see any results in the first half. How about that? Is that
Yes.
yeah. And then the floodgates opened.
Yes. And then free agency comes around, Joe, and probably the greatest free agency signing man has ever seen, anybody's ever seen, was the Lord, the Savior next to Tim Tebow. Tom Brady, ladies and gentlemen, the golden boy. You lift up his boxers and it shines gold in your face. You're blinded by it. This man is a champion, Joe. And before he came to Tampa, everybody was pooping on Tom Brady. Not this guy, dude. Not this guy.
Yeah. No, Clay. Yeah, yeah, not Clay. Clay
Are you
would love to
permanently
hold
smirking
his
at me or
job.
is that frozen up?
Your face is frozen, but I can hear you. So, yeah, he brought in Tom Brady. I was actually going to ask you before you froze, what do you think drew Tom to choose Tampa? He had 31 possible teams. What drew him to Tampa?
Well, Joe, was he even driven to Tampa originally? Was this Jason Light's whole mastermind and whole scheme to get Tom Brady to Tampa and that was like top of the list? Or, if you remember Tom Brady, he had a quote. He said he originally called a team and said, "You're sticking with that MFer?" You remember that quote? The Buccaneers weren't Tom Brady's first choice. And until that team that said it, that anonymous team, whether that be the Brock Purdy 49ers or the Tennessee Titans, baby, with Ryan Tannehill, Tom
It
Brady
was
got you.
it was probably Miami. He was talking about Tua.
You think so?
Yeah, that's what I think.
I see. There you
Yeah,
go.
and in
There you see
hindsight,
that.
they're all all the front office down in Miami is just absolutely crushing themselves because Tua was still kind of young, right? And they thought that they still had that was good. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. Tom came to Tampa because of the lighthouse that Jason Light built, the foundation that Jason built his lighthouse on. The trajectory was just like whew, incredible. And Tom saw the talent down here. He knew Bruce Arians. He knew Jason Light. And he joined the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And then what happened? What happens when someone who's been with the same team for 17 seasons all of a sudden changes teams and there's an opportunity to join that team? I'll tell you what, because Clay's frozen again. Whew, my eyes are getting bad. I'm getting old. What happens? Top 10 minutes. Oh my goodness.
Top 10.
10 minutes. All of a sudden Gronk comes. And then all of a sudden Antonio Brown comes. What do? Leonard Fournette himself joins the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Lenny, the resurgence at the time, which not a hot commodity, if you remember, being let go from Jacksonville, but did
And
good.
Jason Light in 2020 decides to go ahead and draft two perennial Hall of Famers in the same
Yeah,
draft.
same draft. Same draft with Sean Vaughn, Joe Lozier.
Vandy's making a surgeons. All right,
They were.
we have 9 minutes left. So what are we doing here?
Oh boy. So we know the glory years. We win a Super Bowl, that magical 2020 COVID-filled season. Next year, lose to the Rams. But we re-signed that Super Bowl team that was so important, that core.
Everybody. Tell me
Everyone.
how smart you have to be as a general manager to finagle the cap in order to sign all 22 starters back the very next season. It has never been done in the NFL. I would say that Jason Licht and his team, who two of his executives have also gotten general manager positions, you know,
Robinson, Spy Tech.
so, that says something too, right? Uh,
Yes.
yep.
But did he nail that draft? You can bring everybody back, and you can argue maybe, okay, maybe that's complacency. You could argue that. There are obviously holes. There's a Super Bowl high, but you could have answered that in the draft,
And he did not.
and he did not.
No.
Once again, we're talking another horrible draft right off the board. JTS, Kyle Trask, Robert Hainsey highlight this list. KJ Britt, Jalen Darden, if you guys remember them. So not good.
It was so bad that when I was writing down the ones that I wanted to mark, I completely skipped 2021. Besides like JTS and Trask. Yeah, not good. Not good.
Next
Um,
year, well, actually, that was the last year of BA.
yep. So, third, this is where Clay and I a difference of opinions are because I think that BA self-promoted Todd Bowles to be the head coach. I'm not saying that there's nothing out there that says that Bruce Arians or that Jason Licht disagreed on it, right? Or said no. But I still think that Jason Licht has hired three head coaches, and Clay says that he's hired four head coaches. Is it semantics? Is it semantics?
Schematics.
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 Schematics. Is it semantics? Semantics? Yes, it's semantics. Todd Bowles has been our head coach for 5 seasons. In
Better
those
for
five,
worse.
in those 5 seasons, in the sixth season, in Jason Light's last 6 seasons as the general manager of the Bucs, 59-42, 10th best winning percentage in the NFL since 2020. Just last season, we went 10-7.
Right.
2 seasons ago, depending on when you watch this.
So, traditionally speaking, GMs don't get to pick a fourth or fifth head coach.
Right. Well, then I guess it gets really hairy here if I think he's had three and you think he's had four.
That's it. But and also talk about, and once again, free agency in these last couple of years have been another huge issue. I mean, other than Baker Mayfield and Chase McLaughlin,
Mhm.
you're looking at Russell Gage, Ryan Neal, Randy Gregory, Hassan Reddick. Those have been some of the bigger names, the splashier names that he's made. With all that being said, and all that rounded up, Joe, I those are my beliefs. All those stats and everything listed are my beliefs why the Buccaneers retained Todd Bowles, because we have to brace ourselves that this might be, and great things can happen in the course of a year, of course, but this might be the ship teetering on the waters, right? If one goes, the other has to go as well. And I truly believe that. And I think it would be completely justified because there's nothing that has made up for it in the meantime.
I
Not great
don't
at free agency, decent at drafting, good at trades.
I just don't think that they're simultaneous. I don't think that if Todd goes, that Jason has to go. Jason Light's proven that he can take a roster and within just a couple years, just a couple seasons, he can turn it into a Super Bowl roster. We were abysmal before that.
It took him six
Abysmal.
years.
And
And then it took us 6 years to not make the playoffs again.
it's pretty. uh, You want to be a Jets fan?
No, I want to be a Buccaneer fan.
Yeah, yeah,
And I
I
want
know.
competent people running the ship and not have a regression, a clear regression or like a
We were
middle.
10-7 2 seasons ago.
Yeah,
10-7.
10-7 in a weak NFC South.
Who we only play five
And,
games
and
against.
10-7, what are we doing here? Are we really is that what we're really hoping for? The best
You're
outcome
not.
is 10-7 every year?
You wouldn't be happy with 10-7 every year,
As
every
Pittsburgh
single
fans,
season. You wouldn't
ask
be happy with
Pittsburgh
10 and
fans if they
7
were
every
happy with
season.
10-7 every year.
As who?
Pittsburgh fans.
Oh God, they weren't 10-7 every year.
Mike Tomlin never ever finished below 500. So even if, most seasons he was probably 10-7 squeezing into the playoffs, just like he has been the last couple of years.
No, no,
They ran the dude out of town.
that was some wild. Yeah, 17 seasons, 18 seasons.
Yeah.
Wild. Absolutely. Yeah, that was getting stale. I think Todd's getting stale. I don't think that Bruce Arians is getting stale. You want to do a part two because I feel like we just like because of time constraint, we just brushed through the last couple seasons. And this is where
Well,
it
I mean,
it
we got
really
through it pretty well. I mean, it's hard to judge a lot of draft classes and free agents. I mean, we went through the free agents, not a whole lot of them, not a whole lot of trades and everything. I mean, I think I'm comfortable. I stated my case. Did you hear the robot lady?
oh, 10 minutes. Yeah, we got 2 minutes and 45 seconds. So think about this. Jason Light also hired Dave Canales. First year, got poached to go be a head coach. Then he hired Liam Cohen. First year, got poached to go be a head coach. Do you think that Jason Light was super thrilled that he wasn't able to retain one of them or both of them, or yeah, one of them,
Oh,
and maybe
absolutely.
promote them to head coach just the way he did Dirk?
We threw the bag at Liam. We threw the bag at Liam,
What a
but he didn't
sleazeball.
take it.
Yeah, I'm glad he has no character.
Duval, you the one.
Yeah, Duval,
Duval, you the one.
ridiculous,
I love that lady. We need that
sad,
reporter here in Tampa.
sad.
So, Joe, I think that covers the lighthouse debate.
Okay, so after listening to all this, who do you guys think?
Let
You
us
got
know,
what do you guys think? Let us know.
comments
Leave
below.
some comments.
Are my conspiracy theories on par or basis, or is Joe based in reality and I'm just a crazy person? Which it could be both. It could be one or
It
the other.
could. I mean, who
But
knows?
it should definitely lead to a like on this video. And then Joe, next week we have um cash. No, you
No.
list me through it, sir.
Shit. What is it? It's
Stash, cash, or trash,
stash,
right?
trash, stash, or cash. We're going to be
Bingo.
going over the free agents that we have that are restricted, unrestricted, who we if we're going to franchise tag somebody, what unrestricted free agents are coming onto the market that might deserve to get paid, and
Yep.
which free agents do we have that we think we should just let them go? I guess we'll find out what Jason Light's going to end up doing this year. I'm looking forward to it. So,
Me
thank
too,
you all for
brother.
watching. Send us out of
The
here because
the light shines bright in the lighthouse, baby.
yeah, it
That
does.
has been your show. This is the Buc It Pod. Captain Clay, Captain Joe. We will see you all next week to discuss our free agencies and our free agents. We love you all. Thank you for the support. We will see you on
Fire
the
the
next set of
cannons.
seas.
Go Bucks.
Go
Thanks.
Bucs.